Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Super excited to have us all here today. Good afternoon. How is it on your end? How is the weather? What part of Nigeria are you joining us from this afternoon? Before I'm going to go to the chat box to welcome me all, my name is Chinule Kenta and I'm a trainer for Impact Health. With me on the call, I have Judith, which is my broadcaster, and then Amrachi that you're going to be seeing in the comment section. And we are here to give you a swell time, an awesome session to make sure that you know how to stay productive online and how to move your business from where it is to the next level. So before we get into the order of the day, I would like to come to the chat box to say hello, hi. We're also going to do a little bit of housekeeping. If you know you can hear me loud and clear, you see my face, you see my screen, please let me know in the comment section. While you're doing that, please introduce yourself. Let me know where you're joining in from. You can feel free to tell me how other sessions have been, because I know that I think today is the last day for this training. So I see Annie from Zambia. Hi, Annie. Let me see. Indik Interior. Hi, Indik. Bankole Bright from Ghana. How? Okay, this is a mixed training. I was just saying good afternoon. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Awesome. Great to have you all here. Oladele is joining from Nigeria. Awesome, great. I'm also joining from Nigeria, from just Nigeria. Super excited to have you all here. Rosalina is saying good afternoon. Good afternoon, Rose. Good afternoon, Catherine from Cross River. Emily, good afternoon. Hi, Favor. Hi, Faith. Ngozi, Chopbox Express. I'm so excited to have you here. It's really been a marathon training week. I hope you got value. Yeah, let me keep scrolling. Give me a minute. Emmanuel Binga. Hi, Emmanuel. Hi, Bells. Hi, I don't know if I can pronounce that well. Nalundu, you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you. Hello, Salima from the Gambia. How is Gambia this afternoon? Hi, Debs from Malawi. Great to have you here, Debs. Let me see. Janet from Nairobi, you can hear me clearly. Thank you, Janet. Hello, Chiamaka from Lagos, Nigeria. Bridget from Malawi. This is a full house. I love the energy. Super excited to have you all here. Nelly from Nigeria. Nelly, you're my namesake. One of my names. I have one of my numerous name is Nelly. Empire, good afternoon. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love the energy. So let's keep up this energy because it's going to help the class to be interactive, right? If you have questions, feel free to ask them as we go on in the session. When I have little questions, let's also respond. So we are going to have a great time. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are going to go right into the order of today. Today we are going to talk about how to stay productive online. Currently, we are online, we're on YouTube, and yes, you are staying productive because you're trying to learn skills or trying to gain knowledge that is going to help you to change your business, change your career, and all right. So I want to learn how can you stay productive online in the changing times. Things are changing, the world is changing, everybody is now online. So how can you make online work for you? How can you stay productive online, right? So what we are going to talk about now, we're going to the agenda for today, we're going to look at how you can set up your remote office, how you can build a productive work environment, and then how you can manage and maintain your well-being. Why that is important, the last part is that with remote work, you don't get to see a lot of people, you get to work from home, and I mean you're not seeing people. So it's important to know how to also manage and maintain your well-being so you do not feel outside of the world. Right. Okay, so let's get into it. Before we get started, I'm sure you've been seeing this during the course of the program that Google is offering a free bootcamp. This bootcamp is awesome. It's called Google Hustle. It's like the name, when you learn it, I'm not even kidding. The things you're going to learn is quite different, very different from anything you're learning in this session. It's going to help you take your business to the next point. Practical sessions, awesome sessions you do not want to miss. So if you know you own a small business and you're ready to scale, I'm actually going to put this link in the comment section. Please sign up for the bootcamp from Google. It's an amazing session. Take it from me, it's amazing. So if you're interested, please feel free to click on the link or have the link, and then at the end of the class, you can click on it and then you can register. So let's get to the order of the day. How has COVID-19 impacted your role? Let us know. Let me know in the comment section. How has COVID-19 impacted your role? Did you have to move? Are you now going? I mean, did you move your business from a physical business to an online business? Did you lose customers? Did you have to change the way things work in your office? What are the things you've been able to do, or how has COVID-19 impacted your role? Let us know what you have done differently, or how it has positively or negatively impacted your business. Please let me know in the comment section. I'm going to be reading that. Let us know, how has COVID-19 impacted your role? Good afternoon, Belinda. Great to have you here, Belinda. Moji, Amacha has already dropped the link. Hi, Frida from Ghana. Awesome. Great to have you here, Frida. Hi, Ginika. Top of the day to you too, Mochi. Hello, Clementine. Awesome. Hi, Lizette from Cameroon. Great to have you here, Lizette. Okay, so let's answer the question. How has COVID-19 impacted your role? Rosalina said moved operations online. Okay, great. Shopbox is saying I diversified into my current portfolio in the lockdown week. It's been great since. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to want to see more responses. While COVID-19 helped boost my online sales. Chiamaka, awesome. Great one. Vicky Vibrant is saying I had to change my physical store to an online store. All right. Blessing gave me a better understanding of business and a mind awakening. That's deep. Thank you so much, Jewelry Mama from Nigeria. I've learned to work online because of COVID-19. Priscilla, thank you, Priscilla. Bridget is saying positively made us to start posting more online, and negatively sales have not picked up since. I see. All right. I mean, there's a good and a bad side to it, but I'm sure that sales is going to come around soon. All right, thank you so much, ladies. Those were awesome responses. So we are going to continue, right? So we are going to be looking at the first agenda. Set up your remote office. Some of you in the comment section has already mentioned that you had to move your business from offline to online, and it has impacted how you currently do business. So we are going to be saying, how can you set up your remote office? Currently, I am teaching you, I'm working remotely, teaching you from a remote space in my house, because my remote office is in my house. So I'm going to also be discussing and sharing with you how you can set up your remote office. So what is remote working? Very easy. Remote working is you working outside the traditional office setting, outside a workspace, or no, it could be in a workspace, but outside the normal office where you come in by 9 and you go by 5, depending on what the shifts you have in your workplace, right? So remote working is a concept that helps you to be able to do work like you can do work anywhere, not a specific place. Once you have your laptop or the internet, you can basically work from anywhere. That is what remote working is, right? So where can people work remotely? One is from home. For example, like I said, currently I'm working because I'm training, and I'm working from home. Awesome, awesome. So many people, some people do not like it, but I love it, right? So you can work from home. You can also work in a coffee shop. Some people believe that if they are home all day, they may not be inspired enough to work. But coffee boosts you, right? And then you also see people working and going. So some people prefer to work in a coffee shop. Others prefer a co-working space. You can work. So co-working spaces are those places you go to, right? You pay a little fee, and then you have they give you access to the internet. There's 24 hours, 7 lights, and then you see other people that want to work with you. people love working in co-working space because first of all, you know that there's lights. If you're in your house, especially if you're in Nigeria, I don't know about other countries in Africa, but I know that in Nigeria they always take our lights. So if you're in Nigeria, in that they may take your lights, right? You may want to consider doing a co-working space rather than staying at home. But there's just a little fee. And co-working space also helps for networking because you see people, you know about the work they do. If you sell products, you can also introduce to the people that are in the co-working space we use, right? And then library. But library is, if you have to work in a library, it means that you do not have to make calls. You cannot make cold calls because it's going to distract people. So these are places you can all work remotely. You could be in a coffee shop, it could be in a co-working space, a library, or a home. So when you want to choose, you choose what best suits your style. So when I mean suits your style, if you're the kind of person that you like seeing people, you like to network, you like to give out your business cards and all, you may want to do co-working space or coffee shop. If you're like me, the reserved kind that you would rather stay at home, nobody, you don't want anybody to see you like me, you would do home or library. I would not even do library because I don't want to go out. I just want to stay at home with big t-shirts and my glasses. So yes, you do what works for you, right? Now, what do you need to work remotely? What are the tools that would help you work remotely? One, you need a dedicated workspace. Like I said, I work from home and I have a little corner where I set up my stuff. I have my table, I have everything, my internet, everything I need to work online, right? So you need to have a dedicated space. It has to be separate from, I don't work from my bed because I mean, when you're working from your bed, you can feel sleepy and also you have to create a workspace for yourself. Now, devices, right? Technology that helps you to connect and collaborate and work remotely. So you need to have a laptop, your Wi-Fi. You need to have, if you do trainings and all, you may need to get a ring light. But all the devices you know that just help you to work better remotely. And then internet, very important. You need the internet, a stable connection so that you do not. And the thing about internet is that you would want to try different service providers. For example, when we started this session, before we started this session, I was using one, and then I saw that I could no longer, like, I was no longer on YouTube. So I had to immediately switch to another. So if you're going to be working remotely, you need to have different um service providers, right? Different ISPs to make sure that you can switch and then things your trainings, or not, it mustn't be trainings, I'm saying trainings because of me, but your work and anything you're doing, meetings and all, goes seamlessly, right? Now, how can you create your own workspace, right? First of all, you have to find a space inside your home where you will feel more productive. So if you're staying in maybe a two-bedroom flat and all, there are houses now that comes with a study place, and then there are houses where in the dining, depends on how your home is set. In your dining, you have a small corner in the dining. That small corner could be for a wine, what they call it, what they call that, a wine bar. Yeah, it depends on how your house is built. So what some people do, people that work from home, they convert their wine bar to a study place. Others to convert a part of, it's mostly people do it mostly in the parlor because you don't want to stay close to the room where you're going to feel like jumping on your bed, sleeping. So even if you do not have like the wine bar thing to convert to a workspace, you can just find a little space in your house where you know that lighting is there, inspiration. I personally like staying where I can see outside. Like currently, as I'm doing this class, I can see outside. I can see trees, houses, and all. It inspires me. Like I like seeing good sights. So I like to set my table where I can see a good sight. Now, what inspires you? So you know what inspires you best. So you want to set it according to how you keep being inspired, right? Now, set up a table and a chair. It's also very important, like I said, especially for us ladies. Don't be walking from your bed. You don't want to see that maybe you now have a hunchback or you're always having back pain or something, right? Or your chest is paining you. All those things happen when you are not relaxed. So get a comfortable chair and table, a very comfortable one. You can also make get carpenters that are going to like make it customized to according to your height and all that. And then make sure your space is comfortable. Like I said, consider your posture. Now, what are the physical equipment you might need? You may need a phone, a computer, a notebook. These are the things I have. Like they are all around me, and I keep things in a way that it's very easy for me to pick them up. If I want to write something now, my pen is just right here. I pick it up and all that. So consider all the physical things you might need, right, to work efficiently. Next, you have to get stable power. Now that brings me back to the point of a working space. If you know that where as a person, right, it depends on what works. Um, Sorry, it depends on what works for you as a person. Personally, I cannot work in a place where a generating set is on because I am averse to noise, very, very averse to noise. So I do not in my house when there is no light, and it doesn't happen. Currently there's no light, but most times we do have light. I have a power bank that lasts long. And even when before I had the power bank, I would rather go to a place. There are working spaces here that use solar and work, but I do not like gen sounds and all. But if you're someone that you don't mind, especially if you're living in a place where you people are used to generating set, like people that are living in Lagos and maybe busy parts of Ghana and all that, you can want to try that option. But people like me, I do not like the sound of a genset. You can also try solar powered devices and inverters. That's the cool way to go. No noise, things are stable, you feel good, right? And then power banks for your devices. There are power banks for laptops that are inexpensive. You can get. It's going to help you to reserve money on fuel and then work in a noise-free environment. Next thing you want to do, you want to find sufficient internet connections, right? I said it before, make sure you choose the right internet service provider. For example, in my place, right, Glow works better than MTN. Even Airtel works better than MTN. I don't know how it works, but MTN is actually the worst network in my area. So choose the right ones, choose the net service providers that work best for you. And like I said, make sure that you have an alternative one. So if one is not working, for this class, I was using Glue and it stopped working. I had to switch to MTN, right? So make sure that you have a substitute in case anything happens. And then find the right router to use and plug into your Wi-Fi. Make sure you test and compare your internet speed. There are different places online where you can check your internet speed. You can go to Google Internet Speed online, and then it's going to help you to check whether your internet and the speed of your internet is okay or is low for you to change it to another service provider. So now we are going to be looking, I'm going to ask you, what do you think are the challenges of working remotely? As a business owner, some of you said people have been able to move your business from offline to online. Since you've done that, what are the challenges you have faced, right? Is it certain meetings? Is it getting sales like the other lady said? What are the challenges you have faced since you started working remotely? I see a lot of things are happening in the chat session. Let me go to see. But while I'm on that, please let me know what are the challenges you have faced working remotely. What are the challenges you have faced working remotely? Omotala, the topic for this session is how to stay productive online. So let me move up. Okay, so Preach is saying sales. Juliet is saying easily distracted. Maybe Juliet, I think you have a family because when you have a family or you have children, you get easily distracted. Very true. But Balola says is saying sales. Wow. I think when you work remotely, you even make more money on like than when you're working in an office. So for Babalola, I think you should Ikimot, I think you should explore doing adverts and all that, right? It's going to help you to get money. And I mean, it's going to help you improve your skills. Bianca says, I think some challenges is discipline, but there's a software called Time Doctor that monitors productivity. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Bianca. We're also going to talk about things you can use to monitor your productivity as we move on. But that's actually a great recommendation at Time Doctor. Thank you super much, Bianca. Bridget, convincing people that you are a legit business. Wow, that's actually a very great point. At times, people want to when if you're operating in places where people are not used to remote work, they want to make sure that they see your business before they believe you. So what I'm going to say is that maybe you should try to open a Google My Business account, and then maybe also get a website. Because for me, you want to get something online, I check all, like I make sure that if I check you on Google, I check you on Instagram, and then see how your page looks like, and check your products and reviews. I have to do all that checks before I'm going to confirm that okay, you're someone I can send my money to. So if you have things that are verifiable, it's easy for you. And then put a number on your pages so that people will reach out to you. It's going to be easy for them to get across to you. There's a human touch in it. I think that will work. Thanks. I mean, I was struggling to connect since. Oh, so sorry, Sikolo. Um, Spending more time to have strong presence and to get customers to trust my brand and who we are. Yeah, that's the same thing I just talked about now. Noise from neighbors attending to visitors. They will not need just food, but your full attention. I get that. So sorry about that, Grace. So sorry. Um, Frida is saying limitation in variety of stocks. Let me see. It just moved. I wanted to read the question and it moved, or the answer. Frida, I can't see your comment. Your comment is missing. Okay, so I'm just going to look for another comment. Distraction from family. Okay, that's still Frida. Now we are back doing both physical and online. Awesome. When people are used to visiting an office, they can doubt if a business is legit. Customers have not yet adapted to remote working. I mean, true that. Financial challenges, various goals to achieve, and lack of focus. I see. So sorry about that. Okay, so thank you so much for the comments. Loads and loads and loads of comments coming on. Low response from my team members, and at times I love the vibes of working because my team members don't make me demotivated with their slow work. This is actually very, very key, and I'm going to discuss that as we move in the slides. How you can manage your team in a remote working place to ensure that they remain productive. Please, if I forget to talk about this, maybe people should call me back to it. But I promise to discuss that, how you can manage a remote team and make sure that they are productive, right? So, like some of you have said, right? Challenges of working remotely are quite like we have so many challenges, just the same way we have a lot of positive side. One of them is lack of social interaction, especially if you're extroverted, you like seeing people, you like to network and all. You may feel lonely. At times too, I get lonely because I can actually stay. I'm not even kidding. I can stay 3 to 6 months, and the only place I've gone to is gym and then and church, but I've not done any hangouts. But I think I've maybe gotten used to it. But yes, you can be very lonely. And then self-discipline, like somebody mentioned, because you know that there's nobody really like watching over your head. You might say, okay, let me sleep or stuff. But yes, self-discipline is a thing. No employee benefit, and then had to switch off. This one is actually a point, right? When you're working remotely, it is hard for you to know that, okay, this is past office hours, let me rest. You see that 11 p.m. you're working. You don't know the time to this is time for me to go take breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or at this point in time, I should like relax and talk with family or do other things that make me happy. You will just be there working, and then you will see an email pop up. You want to check the email. From checking the email, you start working. Somebody will call. Like really, it's actually very hard to switch off. To me, I think like that's like the main point. And then the last one is missing out, fear of missing out, right? Because again, you do not go out, you don't know what is happening. Currently, there's so many things I don't know that they're happening around me because I am always inside, I'm always indoors. So yes, these are some of the challenges of working remotely. But now, since we've talked about the bad part, let's go to the good part. What are the benefits of remote working? I'm coming back again. People are going to say Chinelo is asking us loads of questions, but no, those questions help us to keep the space really interactive. So let me know, what are the benefits of remote working? Why why would you want to work remotely? What are the benefits of remote working? The good side now. Ficolo said good vibes. Really? Okay, awesome. Network would have made me miss out, but I'm glad I scaled through to be here. Hooray! To glory, you made it. Nkechi is saying you can reach out to more people online. Definitely. Work faster and focus on a task. Awesome, Juliet. Time management. Yeah, I agree. I agree. No wasted time in commuting. No waste. If you stay in Nigeria, Rosalina, you would understand how remote working has helped us. The traffic here is absurd, it's out of this world. And yes, you spend a whole lot of time commuting. So that's an awesome point, Rosalina. Um, Larger audience, faith. Thank you. Low overheads, Bankole Bright. You all are like very brilliant. People have all the answers I want to even talk about. It makes you more focused from favor. Awesome. More time for family life, and you'll be a better manager. You learn how to delegate. Great one, Bridget. That's awesome. More focus on what needs to be done, expand customer base, ability to cover more ground, and think up new ideas. Great. I'm super, like, I love you all in this class. Very engaging people. You people are awesome. I love your responses. Keep them coming. Lisette is saying it reduces cost in terms of paying for an office space. Very, very valid. Very true. Thank you so much for those beautiful answers, ladies. All right, so we are going to look into them again. Most of them you have said it. Flexibility, working remotely, you're really flexible. If you have a quick errand to run, you can run the errand. If you get hungry, you can stand up and go into your kitchen and eat, right? If you want to use the restroom, if there's I mean it's just really flexible. No commuting, like someone said, I think it was Rosalina that said no commuting. Yes, all that time you spend and transport and energy, and then getting exposed to natural disasters, you miss that out. Spend more time with family. Someone already said it. That's why I said people are great audience, very intelligent people. People have all the answers. Less distraction. Yes, you are more focused. No employee is coming to give you the latest gist in his or her family, and then high morale. Very important. Your morale is high. Energy. You've not like you're not. It's not when you how I put it. You've taken transportation and in the bus or in the cab, somebody will say something that will annoy you, or maybe just see just looking at Africa and everything that is happening when you're outside will just annoy you, and then you get pissed for the day. You wake up energized, and then you go through the day energized, right? And we still have loads of more benefits. Reduce overhead costs. Like I said, you people already said it. Brilliant people. You people have all the answers. You people have all the answers. You reduce overhead costs. Greater productivity, yes. People say most times, I mean, research also shows that working from home makes you more productive. When you see people or when you're in an office, you tend to want to gist away, you tend to want to maybe if you're sitting close to a friend or sitting close to your team members, right, as the owner of your business, they may want you to help them with some another task, and you just jump into it and then leave your own, and then I mean all those things break productivity. It also helps you to get access to a wider pool of talent. Very important, because at times when you're working off site, right? I'm sorry, when you're working on site, you want to maybe get people that compulsorily stay around where your office is. Those are the people you want to employ. But when it's a remote working, you get access to greater talent from anywhere, right? That can help your business. And then you also get access to different price range of recruiting. The way you see that people from outside the country recruit Africans because they want us to work, and maybe they will not pay you as much as they would pay theirs for. I mean, that aside, you get access to a wider pool of talent. And then improved employee retention. Yes, because people face less troubles, right? They tend to stay more. They're not paying a lot of money, they're not commuting from home to work, they're not having to face a lot of stuff. So yes, people would stay longer at work, right? So now we are going to be pausing for questions. Let me know so far so good. If there's something you do not understand, we are going to take it. I really love your responses. I am super excited about all these responses popping out. I'm like, it beats me. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being such an amazing and engaging audience. Chamaka, it helps you to focus on your goal and also know your strengths and weakness. On point. You're in control of everything that concerns your life. No transport fee or clothing cost. Clothing cost is a thing. Is a thing. Girl. I'm really. You just wear anything and you show up. That's really, really very, very interesting. Yes, no clothing cost. It helps you want to do more. Very valid. Hello, Hawa. Great to have you here. So, I'm seeing that we do not have any questions at this moment, so we are going to continue with the class. Yeah, the clothing cost was really funny, right? True that, true that. You do not get to buy a lot of clothes when working from home. Okay, so now we have already talked about remote working, advantages and disadvantages, how you can set up a remote workspace. Now we're going to look at how you can build a productive work environment, right? One thing is working remotely, another thing is knowing how you can be productive working remotely. There are people that are always distracted. I can get distracted at times too, but there are people that once your phone beeps, you want to look, your child cries, you want to stand up, a neighbor is talking outside, you want to go out to go and see what is happening. No productivity, do you understand? Or maybe even your colleague, right? Or let me not say colleague, maybe your employee will call you and you just stay away. So we are going to think about how can you build a productive work environment, right? Now, the quality of work, your workspace is vital to your productivity. Like I said, personally, as a person, I am an energy person. Like I like my surrounding looking calm. If I could like show you my house now, I'll show you how, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you how serene it looks. Even when I'm renting a new place, that's always what I go for. And then I make them to make house to my taste. I tell them I would prefer, I love white. White is my best color. So you can see like my background is white. I also like to stay in a place where I can see outside. I don't like houses where other houses are covering you and you're not seeing the world. So I like taking houses where I can see the world. And I do not take houses like student houses or houses where you see people that are prone to making noise. I have preference of taking houses that have people that are working. So you know that during the day people are busy and there are less distractions. So yes, it depends on your type of person. So there are people that prefer to work where everything is banging, there's loud music and all. But your productivity is how I put it. Your space is vital to your productivity. If the quality of your space is okay, you're going to be more productive. So yes, have an area. And then the good thing about why having a workspace is that when you have a designated area, when you're in that area, it gives you the boost to work, right? Find the right chair and table, and then get a filing system to organize. So what it means is that these things are on Jumia or any of the online platforms close to you, or even a shop, anywhere you know you can get it. But there are filing systems and things that help you to like arrange your things very well and keep it properly so that your table does not look disorganized, right? Now, do you know that 40% decrease in productivity you have a 40% decrease in productivity due to workplace distractions and 27% increase in errors. This is what research tells us, right? Your productivity decreases by 40% because of distractions. Especially like I said, when you're in a workplace, you might want to really work and then somebody close to you is eating and you remember you're hungry and you leave the work and step out to go and eat. Or maybe you want to work and then you see your other both colleagues or employees are discussing about what happened when they were coming to work and you want to jump and listen to that gist. And you know, women, we like both gist and gossip. So all those things lead to decrease in productivity, right? And also increases errors because you can be typing something, trying to do mix a cream or trying to do anything that reflects your business and somebody is talking and you don't know when you make an error. So remote working helps you to displace all that. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is how you can minimize distractions. Again, distractions will always be there, whether you're remote, whether you're in the office, there's always some sort of distraction. So, how do you think you can minimize distractions, right? How do you think you can minimize distractions? Hi, Murenike. Great to have you join us today. How can you minimize distractions? Or how do you currently minimize distractions? Okay, so we are going to continue. I think that by the time I come back, I would get responses. I don't have any responses yet. Okay, Annie has saved the day. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Whether I don't know if it's Annie or Anne or Annie, but she's saying have a right mindset. Thank you so much for that, Annie. Lock myself in my room. That's so funny. Orientation of your mind through that. Have a schedule so that I remain focused. Thank you so much for that, Rosalina. A schedule is everything. Every time I wake up, I have a schedule because you don't have schedule. There are so many times where I do not get to follow my schedule word for word and all, right? But I always keep a schedule. Rain is about falling here. So please let me know if you can still see my screen. Like if you still see me because it's about raining here, so it's quite dark. Let me see if I can turn on a light. Let me see. Okay, I think it's better now. Um, sorry, coming. Uh, I'm coming. The light is quite a lot. Okay, so yes, I think we can do that this way. Headphones and concentration, work music, set your goals, have the right structure. Thank you, Fumi. Fumi said you can still see me. So sorry. When it rains, it gets dark. Thank you. If you can, anytime you can see me, let me know if I have to increase the lighting. Or it's raining where you are already. Oh wow. All right. Daily say be focused on my task. I get comfortable, set smaller goals, listen to music or sleep. I love the set smaller goals. At times we have really big tasks that makes us to feel really, really, really busy. So yes, get a specific place set up for work. Also, obeche, have a daily goal. Thank you, Moji. Proper planning and scheduling. Like I said, you all are very, very, very smart entrepreneurs. People have all the answers. You know how to do these things, and I'm super excited to be teaching people that already know, right? Proper planning and scheduling, set get daily goals. Thank you so much. Those are awesome and beautiful answers. So let's see. One thing you want to know is you let others know your work hours. Again, it's also good to be firm. Let other, especially when you're in a family. I used to remember when I used to stay with my mom, I would be like, Mommy, once it is 9 o'clock, you should not don't send me errands. So I wake up earlier and do all the tasks I know I have to do for her. At times I even ask her like the night before, Mommy, what do you want me to do for you? And when it's my work hour, she'll complain. She'll be like, You're the only one working. You know, you're the only one working. But she's going to respect it. So that's like setting boundaries, right? Let people know your work hours and know that you need peace and quiet, and it's going to help them to leave you alone. And then do one thing at a time. As I'm telling you guys, it feels like I'm telling myself because normally I want to do 300 things and I'll be doing them half. And then at the end of the day, you see that you did not even achieve more. But I'm learning how to stick on a particular task till I'm done and I have ticked it before I move. One thing people do not know is that multitasking does not equate productivity. The fact that you're doing 300 things at a time does not mean that you are productive. It is most productive to do one thing at a time because your head is how will I put it? It frees your head, it frees your mind. You're not thinking, you're not clogged, right? You're not having to think about so many things at the same time. When you're doing one thing at a time, when you strike one out of your list, right? You feel better and then you have energy to continue to another task. So it's mostly advised to do one thing at a time. Avoid TV and household distractions. That's why it's also not advisable to put your working space in the parlor because you might see something on the movie and then you fix your gaze and before you know it, you are 1 hour into the movie and you're not doing what you're meant to do. Also, put away all pets because pets can be very needy, right? So you want to put them away. Take regular breaks. You should not Oh, this rain is becoming very heavy. Take regular breaks, right? You should not outdo yourself or overwork yourself. So take regular breaks. I hope people can hear me because the rain is quite heavy. Let me see if people can hear me. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to continue. And now, how can you? We are going to be talking about improving productivity within teams. I'm so sorry. Please give me a quick minute. I'm coming, please. Sorry about that. I wanted to reduce the background noise because of the rain. Okay, so these are one of the things that happen in remote work. Well, rain can fall anywhere, whether you're in your office or you're working remotely. So I was telling someone earlier that I'm going to talk about how you can improve productivity within teams because the person on the chat mentioned that it's hard to make sure that ensure that your team members are productive, right? So we are going to now be discussing how you can improve productivity and ensure that people are doing their work when they should, right? And at the right time they should. So we are going to talk about it and explore it. Now, the first thing is project management. There are project management tools that helps you to establish exactly what is meant to be done every day, who is meant to do it, when they should do it, and if they are doing it, right? So we have different tools. We have Trello, Asana, Basecamp, Mural, they lot. And the good thing about these tools is that they are free, right? I mean, they have paid versions, but the free version is enough for you to use and do your tasks. They are awesome. I think people should try it out. They are very, very easy to use. You can try Trello or Asana. Those ones are very, like, they're pretty easy, right? And then if you're working with remote team members, you need to be able to plan and collaborate on commitments, deliverables, and tasks. They also need to track the flow of work from start to finish. If you're working with a remote team, you cannot just not have a plan. There has to be a project management tools where you could discuss that, okay, for this week, the first week of July, this is what we want to achieve as a team. This we want to make, maybe let me use for example, if you're into skincare products and you want to make like 5 or 10 moisturizers and sell blah 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 blah, you put all those tasks down in your project management tool and then you assign the tasks. If for example, let me come back and see my names and call use our names. So if Oluchukwu is meant to, sorry, let me see now. Okay, thank you, Judith. If Oluchukwu is meant to maybe produce moisturizers, on your project management, so you put Oluchukwu, you're meant to produce moisturizers by so time. If Chiamaka is meant to do the labeling, you put Chiamaka, you're meant to label the moisturizers. If Glory is meant to post the moisturizers on social media page, you assign post moisturizers on social media to Glory. If Nkechi, I'm calling the names, the first names I'm saying, right? If Nkechi is meant to do deliveries, right? You put it, but project management tools helps you to assign all the tasks that needs to be done to specific people, and you don't just assign it, you put a due date. Now when you give them those tasks, if at the end of the day they do not do their task, it is very easy for you to know that this person is who is not working. Maybe I need to lay off this staff, maybe I need to send a warning to this staff, maybe this is what I need to do. But it also helps people to feel very disciplined, right? And be diligent towards their work. Now, what does project management tools help you do? First of all, it helps you to establish vision and deliverables, like the things I've already explained. You as the owner of the business, you're the one that is going to set out that this is what we are going to be doing today or this week or this month or in this quarter for the business. You put it on your project management so everybody is aware and they know what they are expected to do, right? You also establish it also establishes logistics for team communication, right? On this, most of this, what they call it now, project management tools, We have opt-in where you can make calls, right? You can have chats on the tools. You can make calls directly. And if you have to jump on a call or you have to set up a meeting, most of them are how will I put it now? Most of them are integrated into Zoom, Google Meet, Slack, and all that. And you can have those communications all in one place. It also promotes visibility and transparency of all work. Like I said, instead of you to be calling all your team members, call Glory, call Oluchukwu, call Rosalina to ask them what are they doing, right? You put everything on your project management tool. It's transparent. You see there that, okay, it is Oluchukwu that did not do the labeling. It's because of Glory that this thing was not able to go out. Glory, or maybe Rosalina is the one working, or Nkechi is the one. Like, it's transparent. You see what everybody is doing. We also do that in my company too. We try there's something, we have tools that track what people are doing, and you can tell that they are doing their work or not. It also tracks the quality and status of projects. So in these project management tools, right, it tells you when somebody has started working on a project. It shows you the current stage that they are on the project. It shows you when they are done with the project. So you already know that if you're giving somebody a deadline of maybe 2 hours to do a job, or maybe 2 days or 2 weeks, you know when to check back to see that, okay, if this person has not made any improvements or any activity on the work that you've been given, on the work that you've given to the person, you can now go back to the person to say, okay, I gave you this task, you've done it, you've not done it, you've not started, and you know what to do really. It just helps you to track the quality, the status of the project. It's actually very simple. It makes everything very, very easy for you as an employer, right? And it also helps you to identify and address bottlenecks. Now, if you're seeing that there's a team member that is not working, it helps you to, like, maybe want to have a call with the person to know, why are you not able to deliver your tasks on time? Why have you not done A, B, C, D? It helps you to know, okay, are these people having life problems? Are they having work issues? Is there something I need to address? And also, it helps you to identify and address bottlenecks, because it's a space that everybody can see and know exactly what is happening. Now, research shows that 70% of workplace mistakes are due to poor communication. Yes. Why? Especially when you don't have project management tools and everything is about text and call. At times, people read text out of context, right? They don't understand the context you're telling them. At times, so people can be on a call, and because of maybe network issues and stuff, they miss out on the things you say. But if you have a project management tool where you can track everything, and where you can maybe explain all you want on a job or an activity or a task or project you want a colleague to take up, right? It makes things to be very, very easy. The mistakes are reduced. I'm not saying that there will be no mistakes, but it's going to be to a very minimal. The mistakes are going to be very minimal. So yes, 70% of workplace mistakes are due to poor communication, and I'm very sure you can relate. I'm sure that at one point or the other you have giving someone a task to do, and because they did not quite understand what you asked them to do, they did the wrong thing. And I'm also sure that maybe you have been in the place where there was a misconception in communication, where you think that, or where you thought that someone said something but the person actually meant something else. So I am very sure that we all have experienced this at one point or the other, right? Please let me I want to be sure we are still following, right? Okay, awesome. So we are going to continue. Now, what are the general communication tools, right? You can use Slack. I'm sure that most of you know Slack. Slack is a really good workplace tool for communication. And then on Slack has very awesome features. On Slack, you know, when people send you files, on Slack you can jump in on a call. On Slack you can create polls and all that. So Slack is a great communication tool. We have HubSpot, we have Gmail, and Gmail also has what we call Google Hangouts, where you can have there is already the Google Hangout, so you can have short conversations with people that are not really emails, right? Now, strong communication is integral to business success. What are the things that you can do? Email for more formal conversations. When you know that these things are very formal, these things has to go through a particular process, you want to email. Another a good reason about emailing is also to track. You can go back to the email and see what is happening. But if it's on calls, you can lose out on communications, right? And then instant messaging platforms for fast conversations. So if there are things where you have to do ASAP with the team, right? Things maybe you want to tell them there's a delivery. I want you to get that delivery out in the next 30 minutes and all that. You want to use instant messaging platforms. It could be WhatsApp, it could be Google Hangout, it could be Slack. Slack is also an instant messaging platform, right? And then you also use collaboration tools for project work. So collaboration tools, like I said, the Trello, Asana, and all that, they are collaboration tools. You can use that when people are working on a specific project. Now, you also have to set rules to communicate effectively. In order for communication to be effective, you need set rules, right? There are things you have to make sure that they are there that guide the communication. One of them is that you want to ensure that you are communicating clearly. Don't just tell people go and do this. When you finish, ask them, do you understand what I said? Do you need clarification? Do you need a link to show you what I'm trying to talk about? Communicate clearly and do not assume that the other person understands you. Ask that, are you clear on this? Do you understand it before you end the conversation, right? Think about the type of message and context. Again, there are messages or communications that are best had on a call. There are others that are best as an email. So think about this task I want to give to the next person. What is the best way to communicate this task, right? Also respond promptly. If you're not responding in remote work, responsiveness is very important. It's very important to respond as and when due so that other people can pick up their tasks. And then set and role model the guidelines. So what does that mean? You are the owner of your business. If you're not responding quickly to your employees, they also can relax and treat your business anyhow. So you as the owner of the business, make sure that you set and you role model the guidelines, set these guidelines for them, and make sure that you also work according to those guidelines. Now, what are the examples of tools that you can use for video meetings and calls? We all know Zoom. Zoom is one of the very popular ones. There's also Google Meet, there is MS Teams, there is Skype, there is WhatsApp, there is Messenger. I'm not sure Telegram does video calls, but these are different tools that you can use to have your video meetings and calls. I think there's also WebEx, right? So you use the one that is best for you. Google Meet is actually perfect. Why I like Google Meet is that if you're in a place where you do not have really strong network, right? Google Meet has a lower bandwidth, so it helps you to still have your video calls, even if you do not have a very strong network. Unlike other platforms, for Zoom, you need a higher bandwidth. You need a very, very strong network to have a seamless meeting, right? And now, what video meetings helps you to do, they help you to collaborate in real time. They help you to connect to your teams, right? People can do team bonding online. It also helps to boost collaboration. Now, Google Meet, what are the things you can do with Google Meet? It keeps your team connected, right? People know Google Meet. Google Meet is just how would I put it? It's one of the tools from Google that you can use to have calls. I'm sure that people have had calls on Google Meet maybe once or twice. I mean, it's a tool that is very easy to use, pretty straightforward, right? And then for your Zoom, Zoom, you can download it on Play Store or Apple Store. If you have a laptop, so you can just type zoom.us and you're going to get access to a Zoom platform. You can also request a demo. So if you do not understand how to use Zoom, you can request for a demo and then they're going to teach you how to use it. You can also use Zoom to host or join a meeting. You can also use Zoom for webinars. If you have a business where you do webinars, or you train to make money or something, or you do conferences, online conferences, Zoom is a good app to use. There's also another app, Webinar Jam. Those are good apps to use for conferences, webinars, and all that. Then up to 100 people can join an online class or meeting, right? In Zoom, up to 100 people can join an online class. Now, for Microsoft Teams, right? You can create teams and channels to organize your department. So you can create different teams for different departments in your business. If you have your production department, you have marketing department, you can create different teams for them so that they can collaborate there. You also utilize the chat and video call functions to boost communication. You can also share your documents and collaborate with ease on MS Teams. You can share documents very easily and collaborate with ease. And now Skype. There used to be back then where Skype was a big thing, and you tell someone, "Can I Skype you?" And people would love to be on Skype and all that, right? Now, people do not use Skype a lot, but it's still a very effective tool to use for communication. Skype is very clear. You can also send what they call it, send chat invites out. You can also blur your background. They have a feature to blur your background. So if maybe you do not like your background or you're not so confident about your background, Skype has the feature that can help you blur out your background. Now, how can you run effective meetings? You want to set up an agenda. We talked about this, right? Where people said that you want to set daily goals and all. So you want to set up an agenda so that you don't come into the meeting and waste time. You know exactly that this is what we are going into the meeting for. You also want to consider your tone of voice. You want to always sound professional and calm. You don't want to sound condescending. You don't want to sound bossy, right? Encourage using cameras. Why do you have to encourage using cameras? It's good when people can see you. They can like when people see each other, when there's a face-to-face communication, it helps the communication, it helps the bond, right? And it also helps you to understand people's gestures and how people feel, right? And also be timely. When you set a meeting, please try to be there on time. Now, what are the video conferencing etiquette that you should have, right? Make sure that you are prepared for a meeting. For example, I cannot come into this meeting and you see that it's like everything is falling off and all. You want to make sure that you prepare yourself well and you plan for any eventualities. Like I said, having good network and all, dress appropriately. I'm sure that if I came to this what they call it, if I came to this session and I'm dressed, maybe I'm wearing a singlet or I didn't button up properly or something, you might feel like, okay, this our trainer is not really a serious person. So dress appropriately. Consider your lighting. As you see during this call, rain started falling and the place became dark. So I had a light I could turn on, and then make sure that your background is free, it's not distracting, and you have a good audio, right? So, what are the top tips for collaborating effectively? Make sure that you have the right tools. Most of these tools for collaboration are free tools. They will not cost you an arm or a leg. They are free tools. So make sure you have the right tools for your business. Make project management easier. How can you make project management easier? Make sure you have detailed everything you want your team to achieve. That way it's easier for people to know exactly what they are doing. Make document sharing easy and accessible. Make sure that you can use Google Drive to share your documents where all of you can be on one folder, and you can share the document anytime you want. You can open it on your own and all that. Also encourage collaboration within departments. So if you have a big business and you have different departments, make sure that they have their own channels on Slack or they have their own groups where they can collaborate effectively. And then make sure you also prioritize company culture. What does that mean? Have an effective culture, have a relaxing culture, have a culture that permits people to work happily and feel good about their work. Now we are going to be looking at the final top tips for productivity. So like these are the major hacks of for productivity. Always over communicate. Instead of it not to communicate enough, over communicate. Make sure that you clearly detail and explain your expectations. And it's the same way if you're not the employer of your business, right? And you're in a business and you work remotely, you want to make sure that you get exactly what you're being asked to do. You're not assuming, you understand that this is what I am meant to do, right? So always communicate, right? Be disciplined. Remote working is not a vacation or a paid leave. Don't want to watch movie when you're meant to work, just away when you have something to do. Be disciplined. We've already talked about how you can be disciplined, right? Have your tools ready for work. When it's time for work, make sure that you have everything you need to work efficiently ready. Find your booster and use it. So what does it mean by finding your booster? Anything that you make know that makes you have a high morale, that makes you happier, that makes you energized, use it. For me, my booster is environment. I am big on what I see, how the energy around my environment is, no bickering, no bad energy, and also look for things that make you happy. I'm also very good. I also love good and soft music. It helps keep me what they call it energized to take up my task for the day. So find the things that boost you. For others, it could be coffee, it could be, I don't know, it could be a motivational speech, it could be listening to a podcast. So find the things that boost you, right? So finally, we are going to, I think this is the last pause. We are going to be taking, sorry, a pause for questions. If you have any question at this point, please ask. I'm going to come back in the chat room to see if you have any questions. So we are going to the final agenda where I love so much manage and maintain your well-being. This is very, very important. When you're working in a remote space, you hardly see people, right? You have distractions, you're really focused on work. There's a lot happening to you. You want to make sure that during this time that you are managing and maintaining your well-being. You come first. I used to say that if you don't take care of yourself, you will not be able to take care of your work. So make sure that you manage and maintain your well-being. I can see a question. Babalola is saying, can Zoho be used to keep track of team member activities? Okay, so the thing with Zoho is that Zoho is a CRM, right? It has different features and it depends on the features you activate for your businesses. There are features on Zoho that can help you monitor team members' activities. I remember there was a company I was working on and we used Zoho, right, to track. We had a pool of customers and we used Zoho to track what they are doing part time, right? So, no, sorry, we the employers we the employees, I'm missing my words. We the employees use Zoho to track the work we do. We use Zoho to track how many people we put our reports on Zoho, how many people we've engaged in their feedback and all. But it depends if your version or if the version you have has those features, because Zoho, it depends on what you pay for. The features you pay for give you access to do a lot of things. So yes, in on Zoho you can track activities, but it depends on if you have that feature enabled on the version you are using. And Zoho can be a little bit pricey, right? But yes, you can do that. But it's better to use the other tools that I mentioned. All right, so yes, so we're talking about managing and maintaining your well-being. So why is it important to manage your well-being? We all know why it's important. You have to be alive, well, and sound to be able to work, right? You have to make sure that you are in a good space of mind, your health is safe. I always tell people that are working remotely, prioritize eating well, sleeping well, and going to the gym. These are very important because when you're commuting to work, you have the time to move your legs. You have the time to do a little bit of exercise. But when you're working from home, you're almost always at home. Like me, at times, not every time. At times, I take long strolls. I used to. I also visit the gym. I make sure that I take lots of liquids, and all these things will help you as a remote worker manage your well-being. You don't want to start having sicknesses or things that would make you, I don't know, pass out, right? To manage your well-being. Now, it is important to manage your well-being because it impacts your overall health. If you're not, it's also good to also have supplements. I encourage people to have vitamin C's, vitamin A's, the good boosters that help you stay motivated, right? Because when you're sound, you can do sound job, right? That brings to the point that it leads to greater productivity. It also increases your resilience, right? When you're in good health, you're happy, you're in a good mood, you want to do work, you want to do good work and all that. Like I said, it boosts your morale and levels of happiness. So, what can you do to manage your well being? The good question is, what do you do currently to manage your well being? What are the things that you do for yourself that helps you to manage your well being, right? You want to avoid overworking and take regular breaks. You can take short breaks. You can take a break to go and drink water, a break to go outside of your house and stretch, a break to snack on something, and or you can set up reminders to take breaks. Take breaks. Life is not a do. Money is important, but money is not all there is. You can take a break to also go and check on your pets, right? If you have pets, or a break to go and say hi to your children, give them stickers, candies, and all that, right? And then if you have to take a long break, inform your team that you're off. I do that a lot of times. If I'm having if my head is clogged or I think I've done so much, I can tell my direct team that, oh, I'm going off now. I'll be back in 30 minutes, in 1 hour or so. Turn off your notifications when you're on break so you can enjoy the break, right? I already talked about scheduling activity like taking short walks and all that, right? Now be ready for culture shifts, right? What does culture shifts mean? Remote work is a new culture, right? So be ready to um ease yourself into a new culture, right? And some of the things you can do is trust your overall performance, right? You can also rethink the concept of work. There are so many people that they have not yet adapted themselves into the realities of remote working. So rethink about the concept of work in your head to know that, okay, me being productive does not, I don't have to be in an office space to be productive. So rethink your concept of work, understand your commitment, and also be patient. Be patient with your team members, be patient with your employees, be patient with yourself too, because at times these things take time. Other things you can do to manage your well-being is try to exercise regularly. You don't always have to go to a gym, right? They are on YouTube. You see different short exercises you can do. You can take long walks, you can do jumping jacks, you can dance, right? It's not something serious. You can have songs you dance to, decide that you're going to dance for 20 to 30 minutes. Those are exercises, right? View mental health as seriously as physical health. If you have friends that you talk to that make you feel better about yourself, you can do that. If you think you need therapy, it's not only when you have mental health issues you need therapy. At times, as a human being, you just need someone you can go and talk to, right? And always be happy with yourself. And then check in with your manager or your team regularly, right? Separate your professional and personal lives. This one, I'm going to spend like a bit 1 minute on it. I always tell people, I see when people have issues with work and then work is over and you see that they are burdened about it. They tell you they are unable to sleep. They are thinking about a project they have, a target they've not met, an email they received. They are just bothered. Even during weekends, they are bothered about something they have not done or something they did wrong. They are just always constantly bothered about one thing or the other. You want to make sure that you separate your professional life and your personal life, especially if you have a family, like you're married and all. You don't want to take work problems and turn them into home problems. When work is over, leave the problems on the table and then live your normal life. Be happy. When work starts again, you pick up from where you left and continue. So please separate them. And then organize in-person social meetups. From time to time, do team bonding activities, physical team bonding activities, to see the people you're working with and then build a bond with them. So this is the last pause for questions. If you have any question, please ask them now. We are going to take it briefly. So what if your job never allows you to take a break? Do not do any job that does not allow you to take a break. If it's your personal job, if you're the owner of your business, there's no way you cannot schedule your time. If you're working for somebody, right? The thing about life is that people treat you the way you allow them to treat you. When I mean people, people is anybody, whether it is your boss, your colleague, anybody. People treat you the way you allow to be treated. When you make people understand that you value your time, they will also value it. So if the person you're working for is not giving you time, or you yourself, you're not giving yourself time, ask for it. So when you start, it's going to be hard at first because it's not something you're used to. That's why I also said rethink the concept of work. Be comfortable with ignoring calls. And when you ignore calls, you tell them that, oh, I was busy at so time. Or before you ignore calls, send a text to say that, oh, I want to take a short break. And when you say you want to take a short break, if the person says no, do not answer the person. Your life comes first. And then if you see that the place is toxic to your mental health, like I say again, you're a lot, right? And you want to make sure that you are fit. If you see that it's toxic to you, then maybe you should consider leaving that place of work and doing something else with your life, right? Please, I need some links for opening Google My Business immediately after this training. I think Amachi is going to drop that. I mean, as you saying, it's helpful to exercise daily, take lots of fruits and vegetables. Water, very, very helpful, very helpful. And then taking fruits and vegetables are very, very, very important to your health. They are key. Um, Glory is saying my mental health is very vital too. Awesome. Um, Thank you so much, Glory. I'm seeing what I'm looking at your comments and they're awesome. Trello is a project management tool at Judith. Let me see now. Weight loss therapy. When you say what remote websites can you recommend? Can you be clear on what you want? Are you asking about websites you can check for remote jobs? Are you talking about websites that can help you manage remote work? Let me know exactly what the question is so I can give you a good answer to that. Which scheduling apps are available to entrepreneurs? So, like I said, Trello, Asana, um, Trailer and Asana are good because they are cheap. So you can start with that, right? You can also, if you're looking for things that you can use for time management, you can try Clockify. Clockify is a free tool. Someone said Time Doctor. I've never used it, but you can also try it. It helps you to manage your stuff. So try these ones I've said. They are very, very easy to use. um Vic is saying people treat you the way you allow them to be treated. Yes, please. That is how, when you tell people, when you define how you want to be treated, people follow suit. So do not allow them to make you not take care of your mental health or your physical health, because you can always be changed. Nobody is indispensable. So you want to make sure that you are looking out for yourself. Please, you can't on Trello. I don't understand what you want to say, Chinoye. My question is this today. Today is my first time of attending this training, so everything you're saying is strange to me. Wow. I'm so sorry for that, Ngozi. Maybe you want to look to the YouTube page to see other trainings and see if anyone is going to be helpful to you. Thank you so much, also, Glory. I've also had a swell time. Okay, so we have come to the short end of this. So, what are the next steps? If you want to learn more, especially for the person that said, Ngozi, when you say you cannot, there are things you did not get, or everything I'm saying is strange, you may want to visit learndigital with google.com/digital skills courses. You're going to see useful things that are going to help you as a business owner. Let's also remember the Google Hustle program from Google, the free bootcamp. Please, like I said, that bootcamp, it is it. It is that bootcamp. You know the way when somebody says this is it, right? That kind of phrase, you're like, this is that thing I needed. Google Hustle program is that thing you need. Believe me, if you do that program, you do not enjoy it. Look for me anywhere. My name is Chidelo. Look for me and tell me you did not enjoy it or you did not get value from it, right? So please sign up for that class. It is very, very, very important for you. All right, so you can find us on social media at facebook.com/digital skills for Africa, Twitter, and Instagram. Anywhere you can find us on social media on these platforms. So, yes, at this point, ladies, I want to say that I have really, 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 and Precious, I did not see your question. Maybe you want to put it back. There are lots of comments. So it's when your comment goes up, I don't see. So maybe you want to put the question again. So how can I get other topic you've taught so far? Ngos, like I said, you can go to learn digital skills courses and you're going to see them, or look through the YouTube pages. YouTube page, you're going to see other videos. How do you register on Trello? Go to your Google search, type trello.com, and you're going to see how to sign in. Very pretty easy, pretty straightforward. And Precious, I'm waiting to see if you're about to repost your question so that I can answer that, and we are going to call it a day. In the meantime, while waiting for that, I want to say thank you so much to you all. People have been a great audience. I totally enjoyed teaching this class. Above enjoying it, I would also implore that you do not just enjoy the class, you see how to fit this into your daily life and your daily routine. Once again, thank you super much for this time. Till next time, stay good, stay safe, and it's a bye from me. Bye. Mm, mm.